Good evening. Welcome to the latest live edition of Last Bowl Boxing. Joined by regular Ander. Good evening, Ander.
How are you, pal?
All good, all good. Getting ready for a big fight night tomorrow night. As you are, Telford, we're going to hit a bit of traffic, but we'll live for that. So while we're talking about Telford, we may as well jump straight in. So this promises to be a very good card, especially on terrestrial TV. So I've just finished interviewing Kaj Sahal, who's the head of sport at Channel 5. He's really looking forward to it. He mentioned to me how there's going to be a minimum, I'm not going to give the whole interview away, but there's a minimum 6 fight nights that they've agreed on Channel 5. So
always Wasm Unboxing, I'm guessing.
Always Wasm Unboxing. So I'm hoping that my voice holds up. It feels a little bit better than it has done for the last few days. So, Andy, if you got this card in front of you, but so we start taking a walk through it.
Yes, mate. Right. We'll start at the top of the bill. Work our way down.
Yeah, whatever way.
Okay. So there's a couple of title fights on this bill, as you probably know, Carl. Sam Eggington, the ever young Sam Eggington, don't seem to go away, does he, Sam? Every time he gets knocked down, every time people think he's finished, every time he gets people saying he should be done in boxing, he comes flying back again. He's got a super welterweight European EBU European title fight, vacant belt against, here we go, Abbas Barriou.
Yeah, you'll do.
That sound about right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm great with these names, aren't I? Right. Yeah, I mean, well, what can you say about Sam Egginton's career, mate?
Yeah, I like the way Sauerland's marketed this as England versus Germany. I think that's very, very clever.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it promises to be a war. I mean, it promises to be an absolute war.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good evening, Jack.
evening.
You
How are
okay?
you, Jack?
I'm good. Long day.
Good to see you, mate.
Yeah.
So we've just literally kicked off, Jack, as you've probably seen, started talking about the Sam Eggington fight tomorrow. So
Carl, put 50p in the meter, mate.
A bit dark, have I? Just bear with me. So if you want to pick it up, Jack, if you want to start giving your breakdown while I sort me lighting out.
Well, let's be honest. You're not going to get a boxing masterclass from a Sam Eggington fight, but it's going to be exciting.
Absolutely, mate. I was just saying, whenever you think Sam Eggington's career's done, whenever everyone knocks him off, Sam Eggington's done. He's got nothing left. He comes back in a barnstormer. You know exactly that whenever Sam Eggington steps in the ring, you're getting a fight. You're getting your money's worth, aren't you?
Yeah, it sometimes makes me a little bit uncomfortable that he blocks shots with his face, but other than that,
yeah. The thing is, he's one of them fighters, mate. That he's just exciting. You know what you're going to get.
I actually think I would make his I can never pronounce the guy's last name. Barrow. Thank you.
No
I wasn't sure if it was Barrow, but I would actually make him the favourite. However, as you say, every time you write Eggington off, he comes back and does something that no one expects. So
never. I'm never going to write him off again, mate.
No, that's the thing. And I'm hearing as well that this is now a world title eliminator.
It is WBA.
Wow.
I didn't even hear that one. Is that real?
Yeah.
I know that.
It was somebody within boxing who told me. And the guy who told me would know. And I was like,
Canelo Sauerland said it this afternoon in an interview, Jack.
Did he? I hadn't seen that.
He deserves it as well. Top lad, Eggington. Top man.
Can you imagine if Sam Eggington ends up fighting for a world title? I'd be made up for him.
Hey, if anyone deserves it, mate, the Eggman definitely does. He's put it on the line, hasn't he?
He's old school, isn't he?
And that. He's a top talent. just, he's done it the graft way, hasn't he? He's worked hard.
Look, I'm all for the loving, but let's put a sprinkle of reality on top of this show.
He's not world.
Oh no, I'm not. By the way, I just said I think Burrow's the favourite, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I think he's on about what I was saying. To be honest.
Yeah, I like Sam Eggington, and he's value for money. You can't dispute it, but he has got a ceiling, hasn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's not.
So just before we go any further, then, for anyone watching that don't know, this is Jams. How are you, pal?
I'm good, matey. Thank you. Hope you are, Andy.
Yeah, really good. Thanks for joining us again, mate.
My pleasure.
So, give us your breakdown of. I mean, if you want a little bit of an outline of Sam Eggington's career and what you think is going to happen in this fight.
Well, he's had some good wins, hasn't he? Beat Ashley Fiafane. He's beat Bilal Jimatau. He's had some good wins, but at the same time, he got destroyed by Beefy, Liam Smith. He's lost to Ted Cheeseman. So he's like Cole said, he's not world level. He probably never will be, but he's one of them stories you just want him to do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just love him to just, get that, even if it's an interim world title, just get a chance and just make some money for his family and just make some out of the sport, He deserves that, in my opinion.
I like the way he's rejuvenated his career. He's gone on to terrestrial TV. He's had some tough fights. And let's not forget, fight of the year. He's won fight of the year 2 times.
Yeah.
So the lad don't take a backward step.
I tell you what as well, Carl. I'll tell you what as well. He's made lots of money for lots of big promoters.
Yeah.
And when things haven't fell his way, they've brushed him to one side.
Yeah, I bet he's not got much money for himself.
No, that's unfortunately that's the cold hard truth of boxing.
Yeah,
people like Jack the matchmakers who earn all the money.
I don't earn half the money.
Is he one of them? Is he one of them? I didn't realise.
Yeah. That's why I was saying there was someone in boxing who told me. I hadn't seen the Callor interview.
Jack always comes on the show. I'll tell you how it is. Jack always comes on the show. And what he does, he says, I can't tell you who's told me, blah, blah, blah. Well, why bring it up then, Jack?
I mean, to be fair, I can tell you who told me that.
Go on then. Go on.
A guy called Owen Mundo who brought Frank Petterjon over to fight Adam Azim. He was the guy. That was how I knew he would know, because he knows people within the WBA, and he was the one who mentioned it to me.
Well, what a story, lads! What a story it'd be if Sam Eggington won this EBU title, gets his eliminator and fights for a world title. Whether we think he's world level or whether we don't think he's world level is beside the point.
Oh yeah, no.
For what he's done for boxing over the years, for the nights and the entertainment he's put on for fans like us, good on him. I hope he gets that world title shot.
Could not agree more, mate. Actually, could not agree more.
Yeah, Andy's just worried because we'll be interviewing him tomorrow. That's why Andy's playing nice.
All right, you
got to be nice about it.
That's how he rolls.
Oh, behave yourself.
Yeah.
Are you both going to sit on the fence then if you've got to interview them?
I'm not. Jack, whenever else sit on the fence. I think he's in for a tough night tomorrow night, honestly. For 12 rounds.
So do I, but...
he looks ready, though. He looked in his training camp that I've seen. He looks really sharp. He looks really strong.
Yeah.
You know what worries me, Jams? You know what worries, man? There's a lot of miles on that clock.
Yeah, he's been clapped a lot, hasn't he?
So there's a lot of miles, and he's done a lot of hard rounds, and you can only go to the well so many times, right?
Yeah.
And let's just remember that Liam Smith found out his chin had gone in the middle of a round.
Yeah.
When
Liam destroyed him, didn't he?
When he fought, obviously it was bad against Eubank as well, but when he fought Andrade, he found out his chin had gone in the middle of that fight. I hope that doesn't happen to Eggington, because...
Oh, I pray it doesn't.
I pray it doesn't, but that's what Carl was just saying about there being a lot of miles on the clock. There is every chance that happens at some point.
Yeah.
I hope it's not tomorrow night.
Let's hope not.
Well, I'm looking on the positive side. I'm not gonna back against him because, as I've said already, every time people knock him, every time say he's done, he pulls a performance out of the bag. Who's to say he can't do it this time?
I wouldn't put money against him. Put it that way.
Never bet against him. Definitely not.
Right, lads, moving slightly down the card, we have a. This is really interesting because obviously it's in Telford, which is. Would you class Telford as borderline West Midlands?
It's about there.
I guess so. I guess so. So this next fight is for the Southern Area middleweight title, vacant middleweight title. Now, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, these two, they're obviously Southern fighters. It's just interesting that this has fell on this card and not on a card down London way.
Yeah, but that has happened before. The Northern Area was contested in Bolton, which is technically the central area.
Bolton?
Yeah, Bolton is classed as the central area.
Is it really?
Yeah, Manchester and Bolton are all central area.
Yeah.
But because the fighter was from Carlisle, it's easier for them to sell tickets in Bolton than it is for them to sell tickets in Newcastle. So the fight ended up in Bolton, but for the Northern Area, it was a bit mental. And I know.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting fight. Could be a breakout fight for Joe Jackson Brown. This I've seen him a couple of times live. He's very good. I haven't seen much of his opponent. So he's a Romanian fighter originally from Romania, but obviously he's now fighting in the UK, which is why he's fighting this title.
Daskaloo.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. See, I've seen a lot of him, but I haven't seen much of Joe Jackson Brown.
Well, you tell me about him then, Jack.
He's a tidy boxer who can, if I remember rightly, can punch a bit. But the thing is, this will be the first time he's been in with someone who will hit back, I think.
Right.
So this will be interesting.
Joe Jackson Brown's been in a couple of. Yeah. Joe Jackson Brown's been in a couple of fights where he's been asked questions. I believe he's managed by Carl Greaves. Might be wrong on that one, but I believe he's managed by Carl Greaves. Carl Greaves, as Carl will agree with me on this, he always matches his fighters really well. You know, there's never many pushovers. His fighters get a test, and the reason he does that early on is for fights like this. So when he's in the tough position and he's got a dig in, it's there. Do you know what I mean?
Carl matches his fighters with a plan.
Yeah, exactly that.
There's a plan. He's not looking at this is a good matchmaker does this if they're managed, especially if it's their own fighter. You match them 2 or 3 fights ahead of where you are. So as in, you match them with two fights down the line in mind, and that's what Carl does so well.
Yeah, it's so you can make sure you don't ruin their career too early, isn't it? You know, if you put them in too hard once, they're going to lose. You put them in too soft, no one's going to be impressed and buy tickets. So they match them up a couple of fights away, say a half level above or below, just to keep people entertained, keep them interested, but not enough to drive them away or, get too much hype on them where they're going to, want title fights.
I tell you what, Jams, it's not an easy task. And I'm not saying it because Jack's here on the screen with us, but it's not an easy task being a matchmaker. To get it right, it's tough. It's a tough job. So I mean, Jack will tell you, a matchmaker offers a fight to a team. That team will include the fighter, the trainer, the promoter. They've all got to agree that person that's being asked or offered to him is the right fighter at the right time. And it's a real tough job that Jack does. So I give him lots of props for that. And don't expect that off me very often, Jack. It's a one-off. It's a one-off call out, mate.
I'll be honest, right? And both of these two know it as well. I've done a few fights with TV, and I've done a few and loads without. Most people say, "Oh, it must be easier with TV." It isn't, because you have to run it through the whole TV company.
Yeah.
And they get a
Network.
say over
Is
everything.
that the word? You're looking for the word network.
That was the word I was looking for. And how could
I'm
you?
here to help, Jack. I'm here to help.
Yeah. See, I need him here because I forgot the word. But yeah, TV network, and you have to run them through them. And they sometimes, especially if it's not a network. I mean, I did a lot with a network that hadn't really had boxing before, and so they looked more at records than whether or not the fight was actually any good.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that was quite annoying. But that
the TV channels are just looking for clout, aren't they? They're looking for people who have got a big name to make money for their channel. Whereas the boxing purists just want to see the good fights happen.
Yeah.
But the channels, they only care about a resume. If you're 10-0, even if you beat nobody, they'd rather that than 9-1 and you've lost to someone very good.
I would argue free to air is slightly different though, Jams. I've just come off an interview with Channel 5 Head of Sport. I think they have to look a bit differently because they haven't necessarily got the budget to attract them big names. They do look for value for money.
Yeah.
So it does differ depending on which network you're talking about.
Oh, okay, mate. Thank you, Carl.
Yeah, it does vary network to network because I've done a couple of different ones. And each network has their own style as well. If you do anything with DAZN, it is about the names. If you do anything with, if you do something with Sky, sometimes they have they're kind of the more even one. They'll have a name, but they won't let you use somebody who's 42 years old, lost their last 4 just because they're a name.
Yeah, so it has to be money making.
Well, they might do that, but they wouldn't put that as a main event.
It's all about what commercial value it's got, Jack, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
I saw a very interesting interview with Sonny Edwards earlier on today, and he's absolutely slating the state of cards at the minute, and our fighters are getting easy fights, pushover fights, and it's doing them no good in the long run. He says he hates watching it, and he wishes boxers, management, and promoters would give their fighters proper fights. He says sometimes you're getting prospects that are getting 10 and 15-0 and not fought no one.
Do you know what? He's put his money where his mouth is with his fighter that he manages as well in a Somba.
Exactly that. I tell you what, Jack, that was a terrific fight. A Somba fight on GBM. It was a very, very good fight.
I've never seen a fight that was so much a fight at 2 halves. It was ridiculous.
Was that the real?
Very good fight. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, mate! What a performance.
Yeah, really good. I tell you,
one of them's not.
And what a story as well. What a story, you know.
A lot of losses early in his career, but he's come back real strong.
And he also
really
drew with Tommy Ward. He had a strange start to his career.
Yeah, you'll agree from a business perspective, he needs to build his profile, right? Because nobody knows who he is.
Oh yeah, no, he does need to do that. But I think Sonny will help him do that. I think being with Sonny will help him do that.
Yeah. He's at the right gym now, and he's got Sonny as his manager.
And I'll be honest, one thing Sonny can definitely do, and I mean I rate him as a boxer as well, but he can sell a fight.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, exactly that.
I mean, I would buy a Sonny Edwards pay-per-view just simply on the fact that I would buy a Sonny Edwards press conference on pay-per-view because it's entertaining, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, mate. But we digress. Let's get back onto the topic. Also on this card is heavyweight prospect Matty Harris. I still say prospects because he's currently now 5-1. Lost last time out. The interesting thing here, lads, is he's moved trainers. He's now with Peter Fury, and obviously he's looking to get back on track. He's going in against. It's quite a tough opponent.
Amin Busetta.
That's the one.
Amin Busetta. he was supposed to fight Michael Webster recently for me, and Webster pulled out ill, unfortunately, on the morning of the fight.
Apparently, he's a dangerous operator, isn't he, this Bissetta? I don't know much about
He is,
it,
but he's
he can
traditionally
bang,
a
apparently.
cruiserweight.
Yeah, but he can punch, though, can't he? Apparently, I don't know
He
his
can
record.
at cruiser, but I don't know if he can at heavy. That's the thing.
Oh,
I tell you what, it's an interesting pick. I'm sure Peter Fury's had a lot of input into this. It's an interesting pick for his first fight with Matty Harris because he's had a certain amount of time with him, probably not as much as he would have liked, but he's throwing him in, he's testing him. There's one thing about Peter Fury, he's another one that you're good enough or you're not good enough. He'll put you in, and he's not scared of one of his fighters losing because you'll learn a lot from it.
You can learn more from the losses than you can from the wins, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, Jams.
Fight back, you don't learn anything, do you? But when you're fighting people who fight back, you learn something. So
Callum Sauerland likened it today to England being managed by Pep Guardiola, and I don't often agree with Callum, but I thought that was quite a good comparison.
Yeah, I like that.
I think he's hit the jackpot for going with Peter Fury. Look what he did with Tyson Fury. He ripped the heavyweight division up.
yeah.
I think he said that as well, didn't he?
If it wasn't for obviously Peter and Tyson Fury, the belts would have been locked down for many, many more years by Klitschko. That's
Agreed, mate.
Definitely.
Okay, one more on this bill I'd like to talk about, and that's Ryan Keller.
Yeah.
So he's currently 18-4. He's going in against Ian Alexandru Lutic, I think his name is.
Yeah, that
who's not got the best of records, but Kelly's trying to get himself back on track. He's been in with some real big names and come up just short. You know, he's been in with Brad Pauls, he's been in with Hamza Shiraz, Michael Mickinson. So he's tested himself against the very best of the British divisions.
He seems to be like a gatekeeper for British level at the moment.
Yeah, well, this might get him back on track, Jack.
Yeah, no, I mean that's clearly what he's trying to do, but that's what he's kind of become, and I think he's trying to get himself out of that, being that gatekeeper to British level kind of mold, which is a good thing to do. And fair play to him, he's still taking the big fights, and he knows he needs to get wins to get back in the big fights, and I'm pretty sure he'll take them again when he gets back to that level.
Carl, do you want to move us on to the next topic, mate?
Okay.
Just before we do on this, another, because you were talking about things being a bit random, Dan Toward from up where I am in
massive prospect.
Fighting Frank Madsen, isn't he?
Fighting Greenland's only professional boxer for some
Super welter.
Yeah, super welter. But I don't know what it's actually made at. It's probably made at like 156 or something. But
yeah, probably.
But I just like the fact that they've randomly put him on in the Midlands, considering it's from the northeast.
Yeah,
exposure, isn't it?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't being sarcastic when I said that. I genuinely like the fact that he's been given national exposure, and I like that, taking it around the country.
Who wins that one?
It worked.
Who wins that one in your opinion? Dan Toward or Frankie Madsen?
Oh no, I think Toward will beat him. I think Toward's a very good prospect.
I'm with you on that.
Isn't he with Dave Coldwell?
He's a good operator.
Yes, I believe he is.
Coldwell's solid trainer.
Interesting. Okay, next topic.
Canelo.
Interesting this. It's interesting that Canelo has parted ways with PBC.
He hasn't officially yet, by the way, because Eddie said this in an interview today.
Yeah, it's a done deal, though.
It's a done deal, but it's like an open secret, but you know.
So does this mean that the Charlo fight is has collapsed? Does anybody know?
I think it's more a fact that, from what I believe, and I think this is public knowledge, so I can say it anyway. And if it isn't, sue me. From what I believe is they can't, because they obviously lost the TV deal and then they went with Amazon, but Amazon aren't giving them nearly as much money as they were getting before. They can't pay.
Can't afford it.
Guarantee that they signed.
Can't afford it.
35
Because
million, wasn't it?
40 million dollars.
40 million, yeah, 35 million pounds. Yeah.
$40 million was what I believe it to be. Obviously, I'm not an agent.
I mean, depending on how you look at it, unfortunately or not unfortunately, it tells you the state of boxing in the States at the minute. Especially
really
PBC.
There's also another problem tonight, guys. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jack. There's another problem tonight. Apparently, Canelo's now arguing with DAZN because they can't agree on an opponent. That's been all over tonight as well.
Yeah.
Michael Benson reported it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
So are we talking? So the opponents, I'm guessing, are either Munguia or Belinga.
That's
so what it is
he wants the Belanga fight, but they were saying that he wants the DAZN don't want him to fight Belanga first. They want him to fight Munguia, but he wants Belanga first.
I mean, it's in my opinion, Jams, Canelo's not stupid. Belanga is an easier fight than Munguia is a monster of a fighter, and I think that's an outstanding fight when they finally get it on, him and Canelo.
They should build it up, something, mate. They should build it up and make the Munguia fight later. I think DAZN are right saying fight Belanga, beat him, and then have the Mexican fight later in the year.
I think Munguia's an easy fight. I think he's not even a super middle, is there? He's blown up. I think
it's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight, mate. Last time out, he looked a monster. He looked a monster, Munguia did.
It was in with John Ryder, wasn't it?
I know.
Canelo didn't do to John Ryder what Munguia did.
A and B don't always equal C. I'm telling you.
No, I know they don't. I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is,
triangle theories. So
what I'm saying is, it's probably Canelo's toughest fight for some time.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that.
I'd agree with that, definitely. But I still think Canelo's Munguia.
Billy Joe fight. That's the toughest fight he's had.
Yeah,
to be honest, I love Billy Joe as well, but it was a joke that was.
Billy. Yeah, but even at the time of the stoppage, Jams, everyone, all three judges had Billy in front.
I thought Billy Joe too. I said on the show, Billy Joe set the blueprint for Bivol to beat Canelo.
Yeah,
he did because Bivol was
definitely.
Bivol managed to keep it up where Billy Joe couldn't. That's the difference.
Yeah, it would have stoppage that done me. Like he said, he'd never quit, and then he quit. That done me.
Although, if you ever see the audio in the corner, he's begging the trainer not to pull him out because he keeps saying, "Give me one more round." Yeah. So when DAZN did the camera in the corner, you can hear him say, "Give me one more round. Give me one more round." And they're like, "No."
The minute he lost, bro, I switched it straight off. I was so confused because I had about 300 quid on.
When the
I think I broke my TV.
Gamble responsible.
What was it?
My remote and the telly and all sorts. It was a bad night for boxing and me.
Yeah, my mate won good money on that.
I'm joking.
Me and my mate get on with have met Bill and everything, and my mate bet against him because he bet on a 7th round stoppage. I was like,
at least he got some dough.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said that.
I don't rate Munguia super middle. There you go, I've said it.
Fair, all right.
You might be right. It might be one step too far, Carl, especially against the best fighter in the division. But
he's not bad.
I don't know. He did great last time out.
He's gone by. He's gone by. He would have got smashed at super middle. Absolutely smashed.
Yeah, but we're not talking about He's gone by, are we?
I'm talking about Canelo. Yeah, but in Canelo, he's going in with someone who could have hung with them in years gone by. He'll get smashed by Canelo. Mark my words.
He won't.
Isn't that kind of what you just said, Andy, where you kind of said he might get found out against Canelo because he's the best in the division? I think you two have both just said the same thing there.
No. He isn't going to get smashed by Canelo. I'm saying that right now.
I think Carl's going a bit far when he says he's going to get smashed.
Why get smashed?
He might get beat.
I don't wear rose tinted glasses after one performance. He'll get smashed at super middle.
It's not one performance, Carl. Munguia's been great for years.
Spent. Yeah, lower divisions. No,
Yeah, I agree that. And that's probably the only question mark is can he hang against the extra power?
Wait to see if he's got the bottle jumping there, and you can say I'm right because he'll get smashed by Canelo.
He won't get smashed.
He will.
He won't get smashed.
Right.
He'll probably get beat, but he won't get smashed.
Tell you what, lads, have a £10 wager.
We don't gamble.
You on Canelo.
Don't gamble. Don't gamble on this channel, Jams. Don't gamble.
Oh, sorry, mate. Please talk responsibly to all people. Bless you.
Is that because no gambling company's going to advertise on you yet?
Nah, I didn't say that, did I, Jack? Nah, you're being facetious.
Yes.
Everyone seems to be forgetting about another Mexican that Canelo dodges consistently.
Go on.
Benavidez.
Oh, right.
Well, he's American when it suits him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think of him as American, so I don't.
Maybe so. But the reality is, Canelo stated in a press conference he won't fight him because he doesn't want to fight another Mexican. He's the Mexican that the fans all. And it's a massive fight, isn't it?
Right.
It's the biggest fight in boxing. It really is. It's the biggest fight in boxing right now. I can't think of one bigger. Maybe Bud against Canelo, but that'd be too.
AJ Fiore.
Sorry, say that again.
AJ Fiore's bigger.
Yeah, well, bigger. Yeah,
Yeah, all right. I think he means outside of heavyweight.
Yeah, I would say it'd be more popular, wouldn't it, AJ Fury? But let's be honest, boxing match, I'd sooner see Canelo Benavidez than AJ Fury because you know how that's going to go. Fury's going to dominate or knock him out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? AJ's not the same guy anymore. He really ain't. Not in my opinion, anyway. I think he's going to struggle with Ngannou. He's going to win it comfortably, but still struggle. You know, he's just not got that confidence anymore. He's not got that animal instinct.
I saw a glimpse of that in the last fight. I saw a glimpse of the old AJ in the last fight. There was a twinkle in his eye again.
Yeah, there was a glimpse.
I'll give you that. So I don't count that for anything.
Yeah, well, we'll see then, won't we? Let's see how he handles. Let's see how he handles a really big, tough man that can take a shot.
I pray you're right, Andy. I really do. I'd love nothing more than AJ to go back to how he was against Klitschko, how he was in them other fights before the Ruiz, before the two Usyk fights. I would love that more than anything. I loved AJ, literally worshipped him. I've got a picture of me and him on the wall at home. But it's just not the same cat anymore. He's not. For me, anyway. But I'd love him to get back to where he was. But for me, he's a spent force. He's just getting money now until he gets knocked out again and ends his career.
Interesting. Strong words there, mate.
I know.
Even that AJ wouldn't have beat Fury, though. No version of AJ would beat Fury.
I don't think so. Fury's got his number. He's too big. He just bully him. Just put it on him. I can't see any way he beats Fury.
I tell you what, it's really interesting to see what happens with Fury now because this eye, I tell you now, lads, this eye is not going to be mended. It's not going to be.
Not properly, no.
It's not going to be properly mended. He isn't going to be able to spar. You're going to get. He might be fit. He might be, but he's not going to spar. How can you spar?
He can't.
What do you say? What do you do? Just body spar.
And then Usyk,
you can't risk it.
And he's going to open it straight back up, isn't he?
It's good. I tell you what. And Usyk's not stupid. What's he going to do? He's going to target the eye. If he lands. I'm telling you now, if he lands, that eye's opening back up again. I'm very surprised.
Usyk will do to Fury what Gassiev tried to do to Usyk with the cheekbone thing, where Usyk's cheekbone was got injured in the build-up and the fight got moved back, and Gassiev just tried to target it straight away. Now, if Usyk can do that, he might actually. This is the best chance he's got in the fight because if he can open that eye up quickly, then there's every chance he'll end up stopping him.
And it's a really bad cut as well.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to affect him. It's going to affect his vision. It's going to affect a lot of stuff. So that puts a different slant on the fight. I'm very surprised that it was agreed for the date it was agreed for. I thought it might have gone back a bit further, but is what it is. It's where we are.
It, on the 1st of June, to be honest.
Calling him out, wasn't it? People calling him made Fury make that stupid response of saying, let's get it on right now. Because people were calling him a coward, a ducker. He just didn't want to be classed as that anymore because of how much he'd had it. So he's just said, let's just get it on. I don't care about the cut. Let's just do it. The true
I don't
fighting
think,
man.
I don't think, James, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he cares what people think, or he wouldn't have jumped in with an Ngannou first time, would it?
I think that what's happened is
He don't care what people think of him. I just think he thinks that cut will be fine. That's why he's jumping at that date.
I think he's just taken the.
You'd think he'd know better than that.
The earliest date the board would allow. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
He jumped in at the earliest. You think he'd have put it off till September or something, give it a chance, you know. Get through the summer, let it heal. That's what I would have done if I was
You
him.
might genuinely think it's that easier fight that he ain't going to get nowhere near him.
Yeah, well, it's not though, Carl. Come on.
You don't know what
It's not.
Even Fury's not that naive.
Really?
Hey, Usyk is a decent, talented fighter, isn't he? I can't imagine.
He's not being naive. He just backs himself, Fury, don't he? He just backs himself.
He's a very confident man.
Yeah.
I'll give him he's a confident
Rightly
man.
rightly so as well.
Oh, yeah, don't get me
proven it
wrong.
against everyone who's come against him. He's never lost, so well, unless you count the Ngannou, but
It might be a ball fest where he just keeps.
You could count John McDermott as well in that, but you know.
yeah. Or even Steve Cunningham put him on his arse, didn't he? But
I mean, yeah, the difference is he stopped Cunningham. That's
yeah, so yeah, he got the win in the end.
yeah.
But he looked gone for a moment, didn't he? As he did against Deontay when he was on his back as well. But again, like a warrior, he got up, and that's what fighting men do.
I mean, he gets up, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
How long will
we'll
that
see May the 18th?
How long will he continue getting up? You can't keep getting knocked down and expect him to get back up. At some point, someone's going to turn his lights out.
Usyk's not a puncher, so
No, it's going to be Usyk. It's more likely to be AJ than it would be Usyk, to be honest. Because of the power, you know what I mean?
Usyk wasn't a puncher at cruiserweight. Never mind it. It wasn't a massive puncher at cruiserweight. It was not going to be a huge one at heavyweight.
Okay, Carl, should we move on? This is interesting, isn't it? Well, I don't know. It depends on what you believe and who you believe, Jack. Because according to Eddie Hearn, they made Tank a £10 million offer for him to fight Conor Benn. I've not seen any response from Tank or his team to say whether that's true or false.
It was true,
but
it was true, and Tank turned it down.
Right, so I mean that's crazy.
It, didn't he?
There was some back and forth online from Tank's team, and he showed Eddie's offer.
Yeah, Tank screenshotted the messages. I don't like that.
Yeah, it was screen grabbing. Like he took a picture of his agent's phone and sent that off. It said 10 million plus 50% of the pay-per-views and some other gratuities for the fight.
25% of the gate.
Yeah, and saying it'd be 25 million all in. And Tank said, well, it's not going to be 25 million because it ain't going to sell that many. So at least he knows his stuff. Because it wouldn't have done, would it?
So does he? Is he getting £25 million flat for fighting Frank Martin then?
No, he'll be lucky if he's getting 3 million, 4 million, I reckon.
Well, that begs the question: why has he turned 10 million down? Doesn't it?
Hang on, we'll find out what he gets.
On it, with more paper later.
We'll find out because it's in the US, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm going to assume it'll be in Vegas or LA, and both of them make you disclose your purse. So we'll find out what he's getting paid.
It'll be nowhere near them sort of fees.
No, it'll be nowhere near that. But I'm just saying we'll get to know.
No, I can.
Hiya.
How you doing, Akan?
I'm fairly okay, but stuck in train delays. So.
Oh, nightmare.
Yes.
I thought you were going to say I'm stuck watching Tank versus Frank Martin. Then I was going to say we all feel for you.
So Hakan, let's get your opinion. So we're talking about Tank Davis and the fight that's likely to happen against Frank Martin. Has it been confirmed yet? I don't think it has it?
I don't think
as far as I'm aware, but
it's the fight that's been touted. But we're talking about the fact that he's turned down £10 million offer from Eddie Hearn to fight Conor Benn. Now, I think most people think that Tank deals with Conor Benn pretty easily. Why would you turn £10 million down? Because I've just said there's no way he's getting £10 million to fight Frank Martin. Where's that money coming from?
I have no idea regarding the Frank Martin fight, if it's will be that fight. I have been more focused on Heine Garcia in the last few days.
Yeah.
I mean, one interesting angle is, what's Eddie Hearn doing throwing Conor Benn in with Tank Davis?
Yeah, I know.
Because Tank called Connor out, that's why.
Connor keeps calling him the little umpa, doesn't he?
Well, Tank was the one who called Connor out, though, not the other way around. So
I mean, guys. I mean, all joking aside, there's a big difference in size there.
Yeah.
What we're talking in size, like in inches, about 6 inches between them or something.
It's that. It's weight.
It's the weight.
You got to think. I mean, and maybe that's why Tank's made that decision. It's a big leap. It's a big leap in weight categories, and then you got to think about. We've seen it so many times. You got to think about how he gets back down to his right weight after he's built up to make the weight again to fight Ben, if that's what Yeah. He's very smart. He's thinking about the longevity of his career. Because we've seen it so many times when fighters gone up 2 weights, 3 weights to fight.
Is why did he call Connor out in the first place then? Because it was him calling Connor, not the other way around. He called Connor out.
Probably publicity. Probably publicity, right? Because we like him or we hate him. Conor Benn's one of the most talked about and wrote about fighters in boxing, isn't it?
It's so true.
Yeah, you're right there.
I know, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, if you're the one who's called someone out, you can't then say, "Oh, you're too heavy for me."
He's probably just done it to keep his name relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it might help with the negotiations of the Frank Martin fight. We don't know, do we?
Yeah, might squeeze $1 million out of it. You know what I mean? Because his name's
You're meant to be in the business chat. Come on, wakey, yeah?
Yeah, I just I wouldn't tell someone to call out somebody 2 weight classes above.
I mean, once Devin Haney's dealt with Garcia, which he's going to, in quite a good fashion.
And I'll be honest, I don't think that fight will actually end up happening. Having watched.
Well, have you seen the pictures on this morning? Ryan Garcia smoking a spliff and that.
Yes, this is why I don't think it will happen.
This is a pro boxer who kids look up to, smoking marijuana and acting like Johnny Big Nuts and that, just for his girls and his cars.
Canelo does the same thing.
He shouldn't be allowed to fight.
Devin Haney is the best in that division, in my view.
Yes, he is.
Well, what I was going to say, Carl, was you've got a comparison there. If he does fight Garcia, you've got a comparison. Surely he needs to be taking on Tank. Haney needs to be taking on Tank.
That would be a fight.
That would be a great fight.
Yeah, I think I like the way Devin Haney conducts himself. Because
me as well.
There's no. Yes, I'll say he's very confident in himself, but he don't get involved in all the smoke, does he? He just gets in the ring and does his job.
Yeah, he's not the most exciting, is he? But like you said, Carl, he gets the job done.
Sweet science, though, Jam, isn't it? Sweet science.
I quite like it because as a boxing purist, I can appreciate the skill that lad's got.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to make light work of Garcia. He's going to make him look like a fool.
He'll knock him out.
Yeah. 7th round I've gone for, Carl. 7th round.
Yeah, we don't gamble on this show, John.
Oh, yeah, you said, sorry. I keep...
Go on, Hakan, what was you about to say?
I've got round on.
It was pre-sale today, and the cheapest tickets is $355.
You can afford that, I can.
Wow.
That's the cheapest.
Yeah, it's in lifestyle.
And ringside tickets for 4,000 plus.
I bet you got about 4 booked, haven't you?
So it's Oscar De La Hoya standard of ticket sales.
Yeah. Try to make his money for himself again. I take it you're not going, Hakan.
So, but in the first place, when they did announce Barclays Center, Ryan Garcia said that he wasn't on that. This fight needs to be in Vegas.
Yeah, he did say that.
The reason they won't do it is because of the dates and Canelo.
Yeah, because Canelo's fighting not long after in the same place.
He's
in Vegas.
fighting like 2 weeks later in Vegas, and there's no reason they will. They realise, as good as Haney Garcia is, Canelo will always outsell it.
Of course.
Yeah.
And because of the ticket prices in Vegas, having been to events in Vegas, you can really only go to one unless your Hakan level are loaded.
Unless you're the boxing encyclopedia.
That is
travels
Hakan.
the world.
Hakan can just do my job, I think.
The tickets for Barclays Center now was nearly Vegas level.
Oh yeah, they were, because I saw the. You probably just said this, Hakan. I was getting my dog a treat, but I saw the prices. Wasn't the ringside like 4,000, 5,000 or something?
4,385.
Yeah, I mean,
have you bought one then?
The ringside back rows was 4,000. So I didn't.
The only thing
one at a time, lads. One at a time.
The only thing I was disappointed, he travelled private jet around the world, yet he didn't buy me a pint at the bar.
I have a holiday from that weekend, so that was the reason why I look into the ticket sales.
Really?
So the weekend after is the Taylor Catterall in Leeson, so I have a holiday around. So that was the reason why I checked the ticket sales or the price point. And New York from Stockholm is fairly. From Stockholm, there aren't so many direct flights to the US, but New York is.
We can never go a show without talking about your travel arrangements, can we?
I
I feel like I'm on the plane with you.
I wish we was, Carl. I wish we was.
But when I checked the pre-sale and I saw the prices, it was just to forget a New York trip there.
I mean, I'll be honest, because I've done New York, I've done MSG with to watch Canelo, and mine was $130, I think, my ticket, and it wasn't anywhere near the most expensive.
I've done MSG too to Taylor Serrano 2 years ago.
I did MSG for Canelo Fielding.
Well, I've done Newark Showground, so you know.
I've had a fight on at Newark Showground, but I've never actually been there.
I feel jealous now. The best I've been to was the AO Arena in Manchester for Ricky Hatton.
That's not bad, is it, Jam?
That's not bad. I'd actually quite have liked to.
Still jealous though, New York and all them. You know what I mean? But no, it was a great night.
I mean, I did a UFC event in Vegas as well, so
it was good.
All right, Jack. All right.
Yeah, and it wasn't a UFC event; it was the UFC event because I was at McGregor Khabib.
Anyway,
okay.
Let's move on then, Andy. So you can take this one away.
Okay, so anyone that knows Carl Greaves is the man when it comes to promotions in the East Midlands. He's a promoter, he's a manager, he's a trainer, and he always puts unbelievable shows on. There's one going on Saturday at the Morningside Arena in Leicester. Anyone that wants a ticket, I'm sure there's a few left. This is an absolutely stacked card, lads. This is a card that should be on TV. There's two top. Say again, James.
Stanley Stannard against Ashley Eels. Great
fight. Great fight. So there's two title fights on this card, and the first one James has just said, Stanley Stannard, who's currently 10-1-0, against Ashley Eels, who's 9-0 for the Midland area, the vacant Midland area super welterweight title. Outstanding fight. Stannard is an absolutely solid fighter. His only loss came from the English final eliminator. When, by the way, lads, he'd had elbow surgery 8 weeks before that fight.
I've got to ask a question about Stannard. Does Carl Greaves not like him or something? Because he always puts him in a really hard fight.
Well, because he believes in him, Jack, doesn't he?
He knows.
I'm joking. I know, obviously, they get on.
They come tough from Nottingham, mate.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. I was like, friends like him, who needs enemies? Jesus.
He believes in Stan's ability, and Stan's not letting him down. Like I say, that final final eliminator for the English title that he was in down in Bournemouth. He hasn't. They don't make excuses, and he hasn't made excuses. I don't think anywhere he's done an interview where he's mentioned it, but he had elbow surgery 8 weeks before that fight. He shouldn't have took the fight.
I only know about it because Carl mentioned it to me.
But he did. He took it because that's the sort of man he is, sort of fighter he is. So this is not absolutely outstanding fight. I can't wait to see it live. We're going down as a channel, Last Ball Boxing. But this is just stacked out, Cole. I mean, you know, we've been to this arena before, haven't we? Cole puts a great show on, don't he?
He does, yeah. Yeah, the only thing I'd say about Stanley Stannard is he does need to put his foot down a little bit. I know he's only 27, but I worry that, you know, the big fights are going to pass him by if he don't start stepping up. That would be my only concern about Stannard. I rate him. I think he's got levels in him, but he just needs a big breakout fight. It didn't work out for him in Bournemouth, did it? So, I'd just like to see him get back to that level sooner rather than later.
What do you lads think about the return of Leon Woodstock?
Leon was out not long ago on a card at the Athena Arena in Leicester.
They were thinking big things for him, weren't they? And then it went a bit wrong with his 3 defeats, didn't it?
Yeah.
He looked good. They were bigging him up real good style, like he was going to be the next big thing out the Midlands. Kind of went off the rails a wee bit. I'm hoping he can get back on track this time.
So yeah, Tatenda's a real tough character. His record probably doesn't do him justice.
I don't know, quite honest.
He's trained out of Daz Medkov's gym, who comes on the show.
I'll say something about Tatende. And it was on BoxRec, so everyone knows. There was circumstances beyond my control, beyond anyone else's control. But Tatende was going to go in with a Cuban last week, who was, I think he was 13-0 with 12 KOs. And, and they asked, Tatende's team asked for the fight. They thought they had a way of beating him.
So he's a confident lad then.
So he backs his ability.
Fair play to him.
And do you know what?
3-7-1.
The fight fell out. And yes, and I'll be honest, yes, he was going to get decent pay for it. But do you know what? He backed himself and fair play. And when his team came to me and said, Jack, are you looking at this fight? And I went, yeah, I'm one of the people looking at it. They said T would fight him. And I went, really? He said, yeah, just make us an offer. So I went to the promoter and we made him an offer, and he was going to do it until the circumstances meant he couldn't. And do you know what? And that was entirely not his fault, by the way. That was entirely other circumstances. But that should tell you how confident he was, that they felt that there was a way they could win that fight.
Fair play to the lad.
So
than his record.
So the other title fight on this card is final eliminator for the welterweight English belt, and that's Callum Blockley against Jacob Quinn. Callum's undefeated 11-0 fighter. Jacob's 8-3. Again, another really good matchup. This.
Yeah, it is. I favour Blockley in this fight, and I've worked with Jacob, and I like Jacob, by the way, but I just favour Cal in this fight.
Yeah, I agree, Jack. I do as well.
Stylistically, I think it's a hard fight for Jacob. There are fights. because I think Jacob's of that level, but I just think that stylistically, this is going to be a hard night for him.
Where the problem lies for me, mate, is he's got no knockouts as well. So I don't see where he's going to.
That's the thing. He's going to have to do something. He's going to have to outbox him for every minute of every round, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I completely agree with that myself. Also got
next one
Rivers on this card, haven't we, lads?
Yeah. I'll come on to Tyler in a second.
So Carl Greaves promotion will have the show live on Facebook.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yeah.
I didn't
know
that.
On YouTube as well.
Maybe YouTube.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I hope so, because I haven't.
I might text Carl and ask him that.
I saw it just a couple of hours before the show.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Hakan. I'll look at. I'll have to open my Facebook old account if not.
So next fight on the bill, lads. CJ Challenger, currently 14-1, super welterweight fighter. He's going in against the very experienced and very tough Serjan Bomo. Very, very, very tough fighter, but CJ Challenger is quality. There was a possibility at one point not that long back that we could have seen a CJ Challenger against Stanley Stannard fight, but Stan got injured in the build up to the potential for that fight. So, I mean, that's one that might happen down the line, which is a great fight for the two lads. And very well matched that would be.
If I'm right about this, and I should be, the only loss Challenger has was Jack Martin.
I'm not sure, Jack. Maybe.
I believe he lost to Jack Martin for the Commonwealth Silver, and Jack Martin's a very good fighter, so it's not like he's lost to somebody random. Somebody who can get box rec up. Have a look and tell me if I'm right on that, but I'm pretty sure I am.
All right, Jack, barking out your orders.
I know.
I want to know I'm right.
Hey, lads,
taking over this show tonight, Jack.
Yeah,
Hakan's already on it. The encyclopedia.
Well, yeah, no, I know he would be. That's why I know he would have it open. I'm the only other one, and I can't do it because I'm on my phone.
It like Donkey Kong.
Well, me and Hakan are the only two that are going to have it open, aren't we? And I can't do it because I'm on my phone. So.
Yes, you're right, Jack. You're beating Jack Martin at the Brentwood Centre.
Yeah. So for the Commonwealth Silver, yeah.
9th of December.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on then, lads. Really interesting fight. Paige Murney against Lenka Volnikova, I think the name is pronounced. Paige is starting to make waves. Signed to Let's Go Management, managed by Lee Eaton, along with CJ Challenger, along with Leon Woodstock, and along with Brandon Potter, who's also on this card. So Lee Eaton's got quite an interest in this show.
What weight?
Yeah, she's.
By the way, I'm just.
What, the Paige Murney fight?
Yeah.
It's lightweight, Jack.
Right. Okay. I was thinking because I wasn't sure if it was lightweight or super lightweight. That's why I was asking.
Really interesting. She's currently 3-0, but looks quality. Looks really, really good.
She's looked decent actually, but.
Okay, moving on to the man that Jan spoke about a second ago, Tyler Rivers. Tyler Rivers is going in against a very tough Jordan
Granum.
Is that how it's pronounced, Granum? So,
Granum, yeah.
so Jordan Granum's record doesn't look great. It's 10, 1, 3, 1, and 5, but he's only been stopped 3 times. This is a real tough fight.
He was actually he was a very top amateur years ago as well.
Yeah, this is a real tough fight for Tyler. But if he gets the stoppage here, it makes a statement, doesn't it? I had a conversation with Tyler last Sunday.
I've got him on the show the week after.
Yeah, I'm
I had a conversation with Tyler last Sunday at the Midland British Boxing Awards. He's very confident about the fight. Tyler's one of these fighters. Me and Carl have seen him quite a bit now. He's one of these fighters that I think is going to get better and get more stoppages the more rounds he gets under his belt.
He just needs that first one, Andy, doesn't he? That first knockout, and then he'll get his confidence and he'll start to hit more as he goes along. He's got the skills.
Yeah, I mean, he has, mate, and he's very tough.
Yeah,
it's one of them. The fighters he's been in with have always been durable fighters that took up. They don't come to fight. So when he does step up, and he fights over 6-8 rounds. I think this is a six. I think this is a 6-rounder.
Yeah,
when he starts stepping up to those 6 and 8 rounds, he's going to start getting fighters that throw back, and that will give him them opportunities to land his shots. He'll start getting knockouts. Promise me.
I completely agree with you there, mate. 100%.
He's my sort of fighter, Tyler Rivers. You know, he's
great.
And you can sense it outside the ring as well. He's not rude by any stretch, but you can tell he just don't like any bullshit.
He takes no shit.
No, that's right. Yeah, he's very confident as well.
Yeah,
he'll tell you how it is, but he's there to do a job, and he just wants to get it done.
He doesn't. Sorry, Cole. He doesn't take bull like you've just said, but he's a very, very polite fella.
Yeah,
he's a very polite fella. He's a real nice lad to talk to.
On fight night, he switches, don't he?
He does, yeah. He does. He does indeed.
See, Carl, isn't it? That's what you want to see.
Yeah, it is.
I know a few like that, and that's a good thing though. If they're normal and they're nice lads outside the ring, and they can just switch.
They're the best boxers.
I mean, it's scary when you're in the dressing room with them and they do that because you're like, where the hell did that come from?
I can imagine.
They're not going to play tiddlywinks, are they?
Well, no, but it is scary when you're around them and they do it in the dressing room. You're like,
you know, the man who reminds me that most, Cole Frotz, mate. He was the one like that. Look at him; he's such a nice guy, such a gentleman, and then bang, he switches, and he is one of the most dangerous men.
Leewood.
Oh, and Leewood, of course, Leewood. Love Leewood, absolutely love the guy. Got nothing. So, he needs to get a world title again soon. Another one.
Couple more on this show, then, lads. And then we can move on or bring the show to a close, whichever. So Ryan Hurst is in against Jack Owens. That's a 6-round welterweight fight, and then Brandon Potter, who I've interviewed on the channel. He's a real showman. Brandon. He talks really well. Again, he's under Let's Go management, and he's going places. That lad. He wouldn't surprise me.
Is anyone not under Let's Go management?
It wouldn't surprise me, guys. It wouldn't surprise me if you see.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Sorry to interrupt you, lads. I've got to shoot, mate. I've got our interview comrade coming, so I've got to shoot. I'll speak to you all again next Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
No worries, Jams.
He just wanted to name the Comrade Cummins thing there, didn't he?
Right, Brandon Potter's he wouldn't surprise me if he ends up on a big platform at some point. He's got a lot about him, that kid.
He's got a personality as well, which is because I've seen a couple of interviews with him, and I went,
God, we might have to get him on this channel then, Jesus.
I mean, yeah, get him on, honestly, because he's entertaining.
Right, Carl. That's the hour mark. Is there anything you boys want to bring up before?
One last one from me. It's just dropped on Instagram. Dillian White's in a short video. The only thing he says is, "I'm back." So I just wondered if we all had a take on where we think Dillian White sits in the heavyweight division at the minute.
Interesting, isn't it? I mean, what was the outcome of the old situation when he was meant to fight AJ? I mean, has that just been brushed under the carpet? Was the B sample ever tested? Seems a bit strange. He fell off the face of a cliff and now he's back.
I have not got a clue what's gone on there, but maybe he served a 6-month ban. I don't, because this would work out about 6 months. It's
interesting that it's just there's been nothing on it at all. Not a single thing.
Quite
I've not seen one interview. I've not seen one statement. I've seen absolutely nothing.
Quite an interesting comparison there against Conor Benn, isn't it? Two different styles of approaching drug testing, where Dillian Whyte may have taken his medicine and just served a ban, and then he's back in the mix now, where Conor Benn's fought. I just find it quite interesting.
I don't think Dillian could, between the lines, I don't think Dillian could shout about it because of UCAD having to pay him out last time when there was the adverse finding that turned out to be a contamination, and then one of the guys from within a lab or something had leaked it when it shouldn't have been leaked and things like that. So I don't think he could then go and shout about it because they would have been like, well, hang on, last time we just paid you a load of money because we messed up. You can't now go and shout about us when you mess up, you know?
It's interesting though, isn't it?
So, but I mean, yeah, by the way, I'm not saying rightly or wrongly that's what's happened. It was just a hypothesis because I don't really know.
He's obviously very confident though, Jack, to put something out that is, he's free to fight. He must be very confident.
Yeah.
Well, he must have known that. He must have taken legal advice because I don't imagine you'd put that out if you weren't.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who he signs up with, because obviously he floats around the different networks, don't he? He's not adverse to fighting on
Wardley, who he manages, is with Queensbury.
I don't think that means anything, Jack.
Well, yeah.
I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if you see Eddie Earn take him on right now. AJ's not very complimentary about that whole situation and what went down.
I'd be very surprised if he went to Boxer, is all I'm going to say. Because of the way that Boxer were with some of his other fighters, I feel like, allegedly, because by the way, I don't know this for fact, so I'd be very surprised if he went to Boxer. So I think most likely he will go to either Queensbury or Wasserman.
And this is according to Instagram, by the way. So, I'm taking it with a pinch of salt.
We're taking what Dillian said from Dillian. That's it.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's moved on a little bit since was it last September he was due to fight AJ?
Something like that.
So, it's moved on. I mean, you got Saudi in the mix now, haven't you?
Yeah, but were they not already in the mix somewhat?
Not to this extent, I would suggest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where he does fit, Carl. I mean, he's definitely dropped down the pecking order. He's gonna have to take a risk. He's gonna have to take a risk, fight a big name to get himself back up there.
I just thought it was interesting. That's all. Anything you want to add about Dillian Whyte before I bring the show to an end?
Yeah, Whyte. It's the same quiet around Robert Helenius as Dillian Whyte.
Yeah, but he's retired. That's why. Helenius announced his retirement after the failed test.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, he put a statement out on social media at the time. So that'll be why that's gone quiet. I mean, he may have been doing that to try and circumnavigate stuff, but he did put something out at the time, yeah.
That's exactly why he's done it, Jack.
Oh, no, I see? It's almost like I know how boxers' minds work.
Very clever, though, to be fair.
I'm also, if Robert Helenius is watching this, Hakan said that, not me.
Yeah.
I don't want to get killed by Robert Helenius. But yeah, he did put that out at the time, Hakan. That's why I assumed that went quiet.
Okay, I think that's a good point to bring the show to end. By the way, Hakan, you've given me your flu when you visited Sheffield. I've not been well all week, so thank you very much for that. Much appreciated.
Hakan bought you a present. Oh, generous.
So,
Hakan, I'll be honest, if you are coming over in June to that show, you don't have to bring flu with me. With you, you can leave that in you can leave that over there. Thanks.
I feel like writing to the UK border control and stressing they might need to put some measures in place when he next comes to the UK. But
So, I was in Denmark last week.
Yeah, God help him.
What was the show like, Hakan?
Poor Daniel.
The Team Pala had a very big problem with the show. First, the main event. All knows that Nicola had a chance to fight Dina, and Michaela Lauren from Sweden, who made her comeback. She had a new opponent 2 days notice, and Matthias Hansen, a Danish heavyweight 3-0, I think. He was to fight Georgian, but he went to a supermarket and got in to the prison. So it wasn't any fight for Matthias Hansen because the police caught him.
Oh dear.
Yes. So there were a lot of.
You're a dodgy lot, though, aren't you? You Scandinavians are dodgy, aren't you?
No, but he's Georgian.
Yeah, well, still in
You know what, Hakan? That's boxing all over the world. Fighters pull out last minutes. Yeah, fighters pull out last minutes, and it's testament again to. I'm saying this for the second time this show, Jack. I'm never going to say it again after this. Testament to matchmakers. Testament to matchmakers for pulling opponents out like that in the middle of nowhere. You know, last minute, finding someone that's suitable to fill the boots.
You sent him a brown envelope before the show went live.
I know. I've never had this many compliments off him.
I'm just feeling in a good mood, Carl. That's all.
Well, I hope you snap out of it before tomorrow. I need a sick bag as well as a flu capsule.
But,
okay.
On that show, what I like with the shows in Scandinavia, that you as a fan, you could get front row ringside that you can't get in the UK, and you can get so close to the ring, and so that I like a lot with Denmark, even Sweden, but we don't have so many good shows here. Denmark has some fairly good shows. And,
what were the prices like? What were the seat prices like, Hakan?
The seat price for was in pounds, £75 for front row ringside.
Wow, for a unified world title.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So
Cheap as chips.
to Denmark.
Yeah, and
very interesting.
Eddie, take note.
The Danish shows for ringside is from, you could say from £75 to £120.
It's good, isn't it?
Different shows. So
yeah, good price.
Yes.
The only problem is about Can is 45 quid for a pint of lager in it.
Yes.
So,
and I did had connection with Lee Eaton during the fight. Lee Eaton was in the UK for the Jay Harris fight.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And he saw my tweet and asked me in the personal message if I wanted to have a round-by-round update for him. And I did.
Right, okay.
Oh, of course, because he manages. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
manages
Dina.
I forget that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just fine there. What happened with Matchroom? Obviously, it's a bit of a good news story regarding Dalton Smith. So what happened with Matchroom? They've reached out to you and given you a ticket, have they?
No, can you take that another with Matchroom regarding.
Was it? Well, have a Matchroom reached out to offer you a ticket for a fight that you couldn't get a ticket for?
Yes, in Leeds for the
Leeds.
Taylor Catterall.
We're very quick going on boxing promoters, so I think you should tell the story about how you got a ticket off Matchroom.
Yes, I have to thank Darren Aston for this. He went a tweet that pray for me that I got tickets on general sale, that when I missed out on pre-sale, and then he tagged Matchroom Boxing, and then a couple of hours before general sale, Matchroom Boxing contacted me in a personal message on X Twitter.
Wow.
So we will catch up in Sheffield. Scott is named from Matchroom, and chat at the Dalton Smith Garden, and then I will get a free ticket a couple of days before the show.
That's brilliant.
Yes,
that's brilliant, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so happy when and so surprised.
Very good, very good.
Yes, and I will say it to Darren Aston when he joins the show next week, and thanks him in person too next week.
Okay, I'm going to bring the show to an end. So, Jack, thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated. Jams, I know you've left the show now, but thank you for your contribution. I can much appreciate you joining the show. Look forward to seeing the fights. And we've got a lot of travelling to do tomorrow, so we may get ready to interview Peter Fiore. Said live, we drop it on the channel. Channel 5 interview dropping on the channel probably tomorrow as well. We catch the head of Channel 5. I hope my voice holds up tomorrow. This has been Last World Boxing, proudly sponsored by SC Travel Limited, LW Lifting Limited, and our new hydration partner, HI2O Water. We'll see you next week, Thursday at 7 o'clock. Adios.